Oh, so this is the cold open?
Yeah, cold open, but it's going to be a quick one because I'm just going to hit this button right now.
The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles?
Welcome to the Morning Skate, episode 299. We have a big guest, and I actually was just thinking about it. He's been on this podcast the fourth most out of anybody who's ever been on this podcast before. Definitely.
Wow.
Brownie, you should introduce him.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hot off the ice at Matthews, we have the associate head coach for the sixth time Hockey East champs, the Northeastern Huskies. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Nick Carpenito. Coach Carp, how are you, buddy?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Coach fucking Carp, I am so pumped right now.
That reminds me.
So there you go, Carp. Go ahead.
Ked, so this is an NCAA broadcast, right?
Oh, I said frick, didn't I?
Yeah, but it's okay. So every time you swear, we're gonna Brownie's gonna make just a quick note. That's $1 donation to the program for every swear.
I can do that. And also make sure he also doesn't note how many times he mentions Bergeron, because that's $10 towards it.
That's fine. This is gonna. You ever seen that Bud Light commercial? Was it the Bud Light commercial with the swear jar in the office?
Yep.
That's what this is gonna turn into. We're gonna have a team party after this day.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go on another, bender, perhaps, but we'll figure it out. But let's just kind of hop into it. We're gonna do our normal podcast, and then we're gonna kind of get into your background and what was going on there. It's gonna be a fun one. So we're gonna start with Mea Culpas, talk some Team USA.
Carp, here come the videos.
Hi, this is Mea Culpa, and I'm here to introduce the Morning Skates Mea Culpas with Ked and Brownie.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, buddy.
That's just the first one, dude.
That's back Rink Valley Sports.
That's it, buddy. That's it. You got it. I
appreciated my first ever hockey game when I was like 12.
We played there together a couple of times.
Beer
League. Remember, you came and played with us.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Not a lot of back checking that game, if I remember correctly.
Well, it's beer league.
There rarely is. Yeah.
So Mea Culpas, we had a clean podcast, Ked and I.
Love that.
Shocking. So what we're doing for Mea Culpas, and Coach Carp is jumping in on this. Last time we did our all Canadian team, and Jenks, you can go directly to hell for picking Ked's roster over mine in a gritty 5-game series.
It's a better roster.
And so tonight we're doing the USA roster, and Coach Carp is playing as well. So you want to go line by line, go around the horn?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just don't really know what line's gonna be my first line. That's my only thing. But yeah, I'll figure it out. We're good.
All right, go ahead, Ked. You start.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off, and I think this line has earned it. I know Brownie's gonna hate it. I have Robertson from Dallas. You can't not put him with Pavelski, so there's a little bit of chemistry there. And I'm gonna put the young stud Jack Hughes in the middle of those guys. My reasoning is Brownie and I always talk about, he doesn't really play the defensive side of the game. He's kind of easy to knock off the puck. If he's ever going to grow a set of balls, it's going to be on a line with Joe Pavelski telling him, hey, nut up or shut up. So that would be my first line. A lot of scoring, big ice sheet. Hughes can skate. We can all agree with that. Robertson can fill the net. And Pavelski, I'm going to give him the C. I think he's earned it. So that would be my first line.
All right. So my first line, which is also going to annoy you, Ked, on the left wing is Jake Gensel, which I know you can't stand him.
Dude, I forgot about Jake Gensel.
I told you this was going to happen. We're going to all be like, oh, I forgot about that.
That's a good pick.
So I got Gensel on one wing and my boy Clayton Keller on the other wing. Oh, yeah. I love this kid. And in the middle, Jack Eichel.
Okay, I can't wait for them to be matched up against Marchand, Konechny, and Kadri. That'll be fun to watch.
I'll take them. I know I'm going to get roasted for my team, but I don't care. These are the guys.
You're giving Clay and Keller the most ice time on Team USA. You might get roasted a little bit. Carp, what do you got?
You're going to love this, Ked. I got Robertson on the wing. I got Hughes in the middle. And I got Matthew Tkachuk on the wing.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Left shot on the right wing. I figure he'd be able to clear out a little bit of space for Hughes. And if somebody gets a little bit feisty with Hughes, he's the guy that's going to stop it.
I feel like we're at a
also like that line.
disadvantage with Carp actually building a line. Actually, now that I'm thinking this through,
Well, I mean, yeah, he's a coach.
what he does for a job.
Yeah. So,
All right, go ahead, Ked. Who's your number 2?
all right, my second line, I'm going to keep probably some more scores up there. So in the middle, Austin Matthews. On the left side, they say Matthews is the best. Some people say Patty Kane's the best. Put those two together. Matthews has that shot. Patty Kane has that ability to kind of, create time and space for his other players. And then on the right side, now that you said Gensel, I might change it to Gensel, but originally I had Kyle Connor just because he's another guy who can just fucking God. All right, he can just rip the puck in the back of the net. So I have Kane who just dishes and 2 absolute snipers on there. So that'd be my second line.
So you're going with Connor?
I'm gonna go Kyle Connor, yeah.
All right. My second line is Brady in the middle, Matthew on the left, and the big boy Tage Thompson on the other wing.
Okay.
That is a diesel line right there.
It's a good line. That's my third line, except for I have Thompson in the middle.
Yeah.
The triple T line. That's what I was talking about.
That's what you're talking about. All right.
Carp, what do you got for your second line?
So I got Matthews in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I got Keller, and I got this was one person I had a lot of trouble placing, but he just kind of had to be on the team. I got Eichel on the right.
Okay. I agree. I had a little bit of trouble placing Eichel, as you guys will see that later. But Brownie and I talked off air. A lot of my team is centers, and I'm just going to have them play wing. I think that's
I'm doing the opposite.
It's an easier adjustment, I would think, for a center to play wing than it would be a wing to play center. So I don't think it's out of the question to do this.
I think it's fair.
If I can do it, they can do it.
Yeah, you have a lot less responsibilities as a winger. Anybody can play wing.
And at all times, you have face-off guys in case somebody gets kicked out, which is another thing that I was thinking about. My third line, I already mentioned it. I have Tkachuk on the left, Thompson in the middle, Tkachuk on the right, the triple T. I put Thompson in the middle because that's going to be a big bang heavy line. Both Tkachuks are going to stir the pot. Tage Thompson, maybe picks up a loose puck after like a huge hit or a dirty slew foot, whatever it might be, goes down and scores. So that'd be my third line. Heavy, fast. I wouldn't want to be on the ice against them. I mean, how big is Tage Thompson? He's like 6'4", 6'5"?
He's a big boy. Yeah, he's like 6'7", 6'8". Yeah.
Go have fun playing against those 3.
Yeah.
So I got, for my third line, I got Robertson with Dylan Larkin in the middle and DeBrincat on the other wing.
It's going to be interesting. Is DeBrincat on? He's on the Red Wings now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So you might see a little Larkin DeBrincat this year.
Yeah.
Which could be interesting. DeBrincat was one of my reserves, but I like that. I like that a lot. Carp, what do you got for your third?
I got triple T as well.
Look at us, huh?
Yeah. I got Thompson in the middle. So I got 6'4", 6'7", 6'4".
Yeah.
I got Brady Tkachuk. I got Tage Thompson and Alex Tuck.
Ooh, Alex Tuck makes the team. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a banger line. I'm not going to depend on that. I mean, they got plenty of offensive touch, but that's the line that's going to make Canada's first line miserable right there.
I like that. I like that. And my fourth line now, I don't know if it's going to make people miserable. I just think that every one of these players is super annoying to play against. I have Dylan Larkin, Jack Eichel in the middle, and then I have JT Miller on the other side. The reason why I did this, I think you can kind of put all those guys together, get them to buy in maybe more of a checking role. If not, the cool thing about these guys is they could literally fill any other spot in this lineup because they can all play the middle, or if somebody gets hurt, they can easily bump themselves up to, either add a little bit of edge or feistiness, whatever it might be to the lines above. And I mean, centers, I have Hughes, Thompson, Matthews, Eichel. That's a whole lot of skill. So that's pretty interchangeable as well. So that'd be my fourth line.
So my fourth line is Joe Pavelski in the middle, Kyle Connor on one wing, Connor Garland on the other.
Connor Garland makes the Olympic team.
He does. In my world, he does. Yes.
Yeah, Austin Matthews isn't even on your team. I'm sure people are going to be real happy about that.
I told you I'm going to get roasted. I'm not going to win this. And I will say this right now. So we talked, Carp, before you get on here. I have a fifth line, which I'm affectionately calling the 10-ply line, who are going to have to sit up in the stands and earn their rosters on Brownie's Team USA.
Hughes, Matthews, and who?
That is Gaudreau, Hughes, and Matthews. They are in street clothes until they earn it.
I completely forgot about Johnny Hockey. Oh, man.
And Johnny Gaudreau is head and shoulders tougher than the other two. I can't stand those two.
Yeah, I mean.
This is the problem with Gaudreau, though. You have him he's a top 6 guy.
Yeah.
Right? But who do you think out of your top 6?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Gaudreau's in the stands eating popcorn.
I would love to have him. But my fourth line was I had Gensel. He's good defensively. He's a plus 22 this year. I had Pavelski in the middle.
Coach, by the way, I love how you just use plus minus to describe a player's defensive ability. That just made my day. Thank you so much. No, A plus. Thank you. This is a pro plus minus podcast.
In case we don't do beer league, we lost 7-3 last game, and I was even. So just saying.
Good for
Had
you.
my guy.
Well, the only issue I had with Gensel, even using the plus minus, and I talked to some of the players about this today too. We got into a big thing, but he's Crosby's line mate, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a pretty easy way to get pluses.
You think it's inflated? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you could replace Crosby with Matthews and Kane and move him up on that line, and he's going to.
Actually, you want to talk about your players? I'll take Katie Knoll over Jack Hughes or Austin Matthews for her grit right there. So there you go.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah, Brownie.
I'm going to ride this right to the ground this shit. Give me Tessa Ward, too, on the other wing. Let's go.
Oh, Wardo's fun. She would run people over.
Who's your other winger on that fourth, Carp?
This is a flyer.
Go ahead.
Bernier, sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't hate that.
I like that, actually.
Get him some playing time now for the future Olympics.
I thought about Fantilli as well for this.
This was the big one that we were arguing about. The girls, they needed him on the team. And
really?
We did some research. He's good. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. I don't know if he's a fourth line guy, but he'll be fine.
He'll be better than Lafreniere for sure. Love it. My reserves, I'm going to go Keller, Gensel, Johnny Hockey.
Okay.
I think we do 3, right? I'm good with that.
I'm not counting my 3 that are up in the stands watching. Those are a separate whole thing. So I only have 2. My 2 Black Aces are Sean Cotier and Blake Wheeler.
I'd Wheeler, Miller, and Goudreau.
Wait, Sean Couturier?
Yeah.
Is American. He not Canadian?
American. I looked it up this time.
Wow. Did he play for like Team USA, World Juniors?
Should I double this? Should I double check this? Is what I'm hearing.
I think yeah. All
right, go ahead with your defense while I'm double checking.
All right, so my defense, my first pair. This is a pair that could have happened, but it didn't.
Oh, he's an American-born Canadian professional ice hockey player. So he's probably like one of the Felinos. He gets to pick which team he wants.
He'll pick Canada.
Well,
there's a mea culpa already.
No, he's an American
Canadian. Fantilli's Canadian.
Oh, is he?
Oh, big time.
Well, there we go.
Well, that's why I didn't make my team then. Saved it.
In real time.
Right,
my first pair, Adam Fox and Ryan McDonough. I think they complement each other's games really well. We have a right-hand shot, left-hand shot. Fox has a lot of poise with the puck. McDonough is going to be that, just absolute warrior on the back end. That I think I'd like to see that a lot. So that'd be my top pair.
My top pair is Adam Fox, and we call him Chucky Bright Lights. And there's no bright lights bigger than the Olympic stage. Charlie McAvoy and Foxy.
Yep. The number 2 American defenseman. You're right. That's a good pair.
I had a lot of offense here, but I had Fox and Hughes.
Okay. Ooh. That's a quick little pair. They move the puck pretty good.
Yeah. So it's almost like having 2 Skylar Fontaines, Brownie.
Yeah.
Fox is a little bit heavier.
I think Skylar's got more grit, to be honest with you.
Turtles against Marchand one time. Now he doesn't have grit. My second pair.
Would you turtle for Marchand?
Yeah, he would 100%. Beat the wheels off me.
Dude,
I would turtle with anybody in the NHL other than Mark Stahl. Everybody else down.
Brownie, would you not?
No, I'd fight him.
Oh my God.
Buddy, there is no limit to my confidence.
He would be wet willing your ass the whole way down.
I'm sure he would. I'd be so out of breath from chasing him around.
All right. My second pair, John Carlson and Charlie McAvoy. Again, I think they kind of complement each other's style, and I think this kind of frees up McAvoy to kind of join the rush a little bit if he wants. Carlson's got a good shot for the power play. He's played international for a while. If you guys remember, I'm pretty sure he had the no-look shot against Canada in overtime to win U.S. gold. So he shows up and shows out. So that'd be my number 2 pair.
My number 2 pair, who you don't like, is Zach Werenski and Jacob Slavin.
Yeah, I mean,
Werenski's got some upside. I love the way that kid skates.
I like that. I had Slavin and McAvoy.
That's a good pair.
lefty, righty, complement each other well. McAvoy can do his thing. Slavin he'll take care of the rest.
I don't hate that. Slavin's on my third pair with Hughes. Then I have Slavin and Hughes. So I think if you look, Fox, McAvoy, Hughes, the young guns, all kind of with more of a veteran type presence with them, who are also capable of defending and adding a little bit of offense.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your third pair, Ked?
That's Slavin and Hughes.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were giving like a summation.
No, I'm just trying to explain why my team rocks.
All right. My third pair, I'm going to go with your guy, Ked. You convinced me in our pre-talk. I'm going to go with McDonough, but I'm sticking with Ryan Lindgren. I love that kid. Absolutely love him. He shouldn't be here, but I just love him.
Yeah, I do too. I love him a lot. I agree he shouldn't be there, but the fact that he's there makes me feel pretty good. So appreciate that.
Way he plays. Should be a Bruin.
Very nice. Ked, you'll like this. Third pair, Keandre Miller, Jacob Trouba.
No, you have Trouba on the team. No way. See,
I
would
Pander pick.
Leadership, and he will beat the brakes off of anybody that comes near him.
So if these games are played on an NHL sheet, I'm taking Trouba on my team. If it's played an Olympic size sheet, he can't skate. That's the only reason why I want to have him there. But he is one of the very few people in the entire league who has the ability to change the game just with one hit. And
you could argue the fact by Carp having Keandre Miller with him, that picks up the slack on the bigger surface.
I mean, I watched they're paired together regularly, and it can be a little touch and go when Troops gets the puck, or if Keandre's not having a good game, and I'd rather not see Sidney Crosby and like McKinnon and somebody else wheeling down on them.
I would put him out there against them.
Yeah, he's doing line matching.
I'm kind of down to 5B if I have to. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we all have the same goalies, pretty much.
Hellenbuck, Ottinger.
I have Hellebuck, Swayman, Ottinger third.
I had those three.
Yeah.
Who's your starter?
And then my black aces, I got Noah Hannafin up in the suite because I just should have been a Bruin. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to pander myself. I'm going with Phillips. She made the nod for a black ace for my goalie.
I like that.
She's my fourth goalie.
I think Keandre Miller could be a game breaker on that size of ice if we're doing an Olympic sheet. So he'd be my spare.
I was surprised you didn't put him in the starting lineup, to be honest with you. I was all excited for this for you, but whatever.
It'd be.
Do you have any black aces we didn't mention, Carp?
I do, and it's a really, really small sample size, but I like what he did in playoffs. Luke Hughes.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Really, really small sample
size. But all the Hughes is on the team, dude. Yeah. We can have a dad coach it.
Carp's got all the Hugheses on his team.
Who do you guys have coaching it?
Does it have to be an American?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Since we're coming into season, I'm gonna go Flint.
That's messed up, man. That's fine. I'm American.
No, you go with him. It's the whole team, man.
It's a whole thing.
You're right there. You and Berm too.
I can't believe you didn't pick Montgomery. I would have had Montgomery coach that team.
Yeah, because they did great in the playoffs under Montgomery.
Was he's American, isn't he?
I think he's Canadian.
Okay, well that's why you didn't have him.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's probably not that many U.S. coaches if you really think about it. I can name two for sure, Tortorella and Laviolette. Other than that, I'm sure there's other ones. Dave Hackstall seems like he'd be American. Coach college, maybe not.
He seems like he'd be American. What's that?
Seems like he could be. Yeah, with his haircut. Yeah. I don't know. That's something we can look up. But those are our Team USA rosters. We're going to make sure we put those out on our Instagram. Let's hop into NHL news. All right, NHL in the news time. If you guys remember, this offseason's been pretty crazy for Toronto. We didn't know what was going to happen. Well, Sheldon Keefe got re-signed to a multi-year extension. He's going to remain in Toronto. And they also locked up Simone Benoit. I think I nailed that. 1-year deal for $775. Sheldon Keefe thing. This was kind of, you didn't really know if he was staying or going. He ends up staying. They
also
really making
signed,
any changes.
Well, they brought in Guy Boucher and someone else that I don't remember off the top of my head as assistant coaches. So he's got someone looking over his shoulder, that's why I was surprised about this extension. But Toronto loves playing coaches to not coach, so they're going to do it again. They're going to fire him after a year.
What do you think about our boy Sheldon?
Actually, Carp probably knows most of these guys.
No, I mean, I don't I'm on the women's side, so I don't have a ton of exposure to them, but I think a lot of pressure up there. That's for sure. I think that either Dubas or him was going, and I don't really know. I was definitely, just because their team is like they're building for that big run. They haven't quite had it yet. Usually the coach is the first one to get axed, but obviously as a coach, I don't think that that's necessarily the right play every time, but it's the easiest play. So yeah, I mean, good for him.
Do you think he was like relieved, or do you think he was like, oh, I got to deal with this for even
I wonder
longer?
if he might have been relieved that Dubas is gone.
Yeah,
I would say anytime you get a contract extension, you're relieved.
I know, man, but he's been put under the fire. The last however many years, the 5-year plan that Shanahan made like 12 years ago.
What was his extension? Do you know? Do you remember?
It says multi-year.
It says multi-year is all it said.
So he gets gassed after this year. He gets a free paycheck for a couple years.
Exactly.
I think
that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
God, that must be nice. Moving on. The Kessels. Amanda Kessels decided to hang up her skates for a year with Team USA to focus and prepare for the PWHL. Kessel was hired earlier this offseason as a new special assistant to president of hockey ops to the GM with Pittsburgh. Let's talk about this really quick. Last podcast, I asked Brownie, I was like, are we going to have to hear about another women's league next year? And he's like, everybody's kind of backing it. It seems to be a good thing. The fact that Amanda Kessel isn't going to play for Team USA to focus on this, to me, kind of really makes it sound like this is going to be the real deal, right?
We'll get to the women's league in a few different more lines. It's down here.
Okay.
There'll be some more about it.
And then Phil has let teams know through his agent that he's willing to give up his Ironman streak in order to play next season.
Well, if you think about it from a GM's point of view, you don't want to be the guy that scratches him, right, and gets all that grief. Because remember what happened with Yandel, right?
Yeah.
So for him to come out and say this, I think he understands where he's at in his career, and he just wants to play. So
he's had a long career.
Yeah. 3 cups, right? 4? 3.
3. Yeah.
Carl Hagelin called it a career after 713 games played with New York, Anaheim, Pittsburgh, the Kings, and Washington. He put up a stat line of 110 goals, 186 assists for 296 points, 293 PIMs over the parts of 11 seasons. The Swede joined the Rangers in the 6th round, 168th overall. After 4 years at the University of Michigan, he recorded the most playoff games played in the 2010s with 128 and got his name on the cup twice with the Penguins to go along with his silver medal at the 2014 Sochi Olympics. He also earned a silver at the World Juniors in 2008. His first career point came in his first game when he tallied an assist on a Brian Boyle goal. He registered his first goal the next game when he beat Sergei Bobrovsky. Injuries plagued Hagelin the last few seasons, starting with an eye injury at Washington training camp that took 2 surgeries to save the eye. He also missed an entire season due to hip issues. When I think of Carl Hagelin, I think of like the Reebok pump skates and the fact that he could skate 1,000,000 miles an hour.
He flew.
Yeah, he was fun. He was a one-man penalty kill.
He was one of those guys, or maybe he was one of the first that it popped to me that you could see the speed difference so clearly watching the game on TV. You know what I mean? Like McDavid now, or Cale Makar, you see it, or Tyler Seguin when he first broke in. But Hagelin was like the first guy that
and he
you
had
saw
the hair
that.
too.
Yeah, well, the hair helps.
Yeah. Hair definitely helps that thing flapping in the breeze. College hockey product, 4 years of Michigan.
I forgot about that, actually.
6th round pick, man. Not many 6th round pick carve out careers like that.
It was nasty at Michigan. He was so much fun to watch.
And I did call this. I was right when I said he was retiring 6 months ago, and you told me I was wrong. Well, here you go.
Well, he just retired.
I was still right.
Okay, well, I don't know. Adam Fox is going to retire. When he does, I'll let you know that I was right.
There you go. You remember, then you'll be right.
Deal. PWHL announced a draft order last week. Minnesota, Toronto, Boston, New York, Ottawa, Montreal. Of course, Boston gets before New York, as always. Snake draft. The draft will be 15 rounds starting on September 18th. Players interested in being drafted had to declare for the draft by September 3rd. Prior to the draft, it's free agency frenzy. Love that. Teams have from now till September 10th to sign 3 free agents per team. Carp, here's a question for you. Snake draft. You're GM of one of these teams. Where do you want to pick?
Right in the middle.
Right?
100%.
Yeah, Boston.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is I don't know the disparity of players in the women's league compared to like the NHL league, where Connor McDavid no doubt is going to be the first overall pick. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. And then there's a little bit of a drop before you get into the next ones, but if it's the NHL, I think you'd want the first pick so you can wheel around McDavid. But
Yeah, 100%. I think I mean, I don't know, but I think after this, I think just because this is like set in the stage, that's why they're doing it, to make the teams as even as possible. But I think after this year, I'm guessing they're probably going to go back. But yeah, I mean, the fact that there's 6 teams in one league, it's going to be deep.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. Like the product.
23, I think they said 23 players. And the way they have this all tiered, you can have like basically some max contracts, but it's a tiered system. So I think that goes right along with your free agents, your draft picks. It kind of just going to sort itself right out.
Yeah.
Who would be like the top 3 picks?
Keep reading, buddy.
Picks.
Oh, that already happened. Well, they're signing. Ottawa signed the first 3 players.
So here, let me give you the overview. So every team can sign up to 3 free agents now.
Yeah.
And then they have a draft.
Yeah.
And that's
so whoever's left over is in the draft.
Right.
Yeah, but I think some people may value a goaltender in free agency, where it's different ways you go about it. Some people are going to sign a goaltender, someone's going to sign a snipe, right? So everybody's going to build their team a little differently and see which way it works.
Is the Canadian captain going to be playing? Do you know?
Is what?
What's her name? It's like Marie.
Philippe Poulin.
Is she going to be in the league?
Already. Go ahead and read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there it is. I'm so dumb. Montreal signed her.
Go to Ottawa first.
I thought I just did that, didn't I? They signed the first 3 players. Emily Clark being the first ever free agent signing in the PWHL. She was joined by Brianne Jenner and Emerance Mashmeyer.
Yeah, Harvard goalie.
Yeah.
3-year deals. And then per Jeff Merrick, Montreal, they signed Marie Philippe Poulin, Anne Renee Debian, and Laura Stacey.
Yep.
Toronto got Sarah Nurse, Renata Fast, and Blair Turnbell. Other rumors: New York, Abby Roque and Alex Carpenter. Did I get those right? I'm not butchering the names.
Abby Roque.
Okay. Yep. Minnesota, Lee Steckline and Kendall Coyne Schofield, and then Boston, Hillary Knight, Megan Keller, and Aaron Frankel.
So I will say that Toronto, New York, Minnesota, and Boston are they're rumors still, but are being reported on a number of outlets.
So I just I just Googled it on Sportsnet, and it looks like they might be confirmed.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Yeah, at least New York, Rock and Carpenter.
Dude, I'm telling you, Abby Roque is going to be a beast in this league. She is a dynamic player.
I think they should let them hit.
They will.
That would be awesome.
It's not going to be hitting like the NHL, but they'll be more hitting than NCAA.
Oh, yeah.
Boston got some players, huh? Knight, Keller, and Frankel.
Yeah, well, that's like you talk about. So they were like, "Oh, this is the goalie we want."
Yep.
So
good pick, by the way.
Yeah. So that's their.
I bet that one dumb lady is probably so pissed off about that. You remember her? What an idiot she is. Sorry.
Ked, the Swedish Professional League for women, they allowed body checking this past year.
Love that. Bring it in. So the queue gets softer and the Swedes get harder. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Brownie, you know who's out there, right? Or who was out there last year? First year body checking? Brooke Hobson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She must have loved that.
Oh, yeah. Her nickname, Ked, when she played juniors was Scott Stevens in her league.
No way.
She was good for one coach told me a story about how their team was playing Prince Albert, and 2 minutes into the game, she runs a kid over center ice and just stands over her. And then skates away. Like a 5-second stand over.
You would like
Carp, if you were to poll, let's say you polled 100 college women players, pro women players, and you were to ask them, would you want to hit yes or no? What do you think it would be? Do you think it'd be like a 50-50 split? Do you think a lot of them want to? Do you think a lot of them will want it to be the same?
I don't know. There's some pretty big players and there's some pretty small players.
Yeah.
So I think that if they allowed body checking in the NCAA at the women's level, recruiting would drastically change.
Really?
Drastically.
Interesting.
Yeah. Drastically. You'd still have your skilled players and whatnot, but the biggest difference between men and women's hockey, obviously the body checking aspect of things, but the skill players shine more because you can't neutralize them by running them through the boards.
Right.
You can, but you get a penalty for it.
You'd be building your teams differently as well. Yeah.
Way differently.
Interesting. That was a good one, Ked.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm buzzing right now. So
wonderful question. Yeah.
Built different story of the week. It's too easy. Ken Dryden, he won 2 cups, a Conn Smythe, a Vezina, and a Calder in his first 2 full seasons. He then quit hockey to become a lawyer. He came back to the NHL and won 4 more cups and Vezinas in 5 seasons. He then retired again at just 31 years old to become a professor, commentator, lawyer, and politician. He's like the Tom Cruise of hockey, dude. He does it all.
Well, it makes it like, what have you done with your life? You
Yeah,
know what I
not
mean?
that, man. I bashed my face against a boat ladder this weekend. This dude, 31 years old, professor. Yeah, not me. You
You're
name
gonna
that
love
word,
this
truly,
story, Ked.
truly
You're gonna
built
love this.
different. Old school story of the week per Mike Hartman. 397 games played with 1,388 penalty minutes for Buffalo, Winnipeg, Tampa, and New York. My dad watched me fight Probert from the penalty box where he was taking pics of Detroit for a project they needed. He was the team photographer. Normally when I played, he would watch from the seats, except that night he was in the home penalty box. After our fight, Bob was sent to the box with a cut above his forehead. Probert turned to my dad and said, "I'm going to hurt your son tonight."
I don't know what algorithm I'm on that these things come across my timelines, but they do, and I'm happy for them. They're funny.
I can't imagine being in the box watching like your kid play, and this like Ryan Reeves is like, "I'm going to murder your kid,"
Because he knew him. He was the team photographer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just
that's
hilarious.
pretty funny. All right, we're gonna do a little dumb and change. Let's do it up. Take it over, man.
A couple of sad ones. R.I.P. Steve Harwell, the founder and the lead singer for Smash Mouth. He passed away at the age of 56 from liver failure.
Yeah.
So Smash Mouth, low key, pretty good.
All Star was such a song. That was the Shrek song, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then this one, a little bigger. R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett passed away at the age of 76 due to complications from skin cancer. I read this story today. So when Derek Sanderson quit Bachelor's 3, that he was in partner with Joe Namath, he opened up Daisy Buchanan's over in Boston, and Jimmy Buffett used to hang out there, and they were boys back in the day, which is pretty cool.
I think Jimmy Buffett might go down as one of the coolest people to ever live.
Well, he's up there. There actually I just signed it yesterday or today. There's a change.org, I think is what you call it, petition. They're trying to get the Key West airport renamed to the Jimmy Buffett Airport.
That's cool.
Yeah. Like that. Did I ever tell you my Jimmy Buffett story? Have I told? No. So, all right. So I lived in Key West 3 years. Jimmy Buffett had a bar down there, Margaritaville, the original one. I was in it over 3 years. I think I was in there 4 times. And each time it was because someone from up here was like a huge Buffett fan. They wanted to go in and see the place. We were in there one time. I don't even remember who I was with, but I was just sitting at the bar because they were like, because it's all memorabilia. So they're walking around, checking everything out. And I was literally sitting at the bar eating a cheeseburger. It's so stupid on the menu. It used to say cheeseburger in paradise. And it says, just like the song says, you can't change anything, which annoyed me. So I was just like, whatever. So I'm just going to sit here and eat the burger. So I'm sitting here eating the burger, and this guy sits down next to me, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Ugh. What?" I'm like, "Leave me alone." I'm like, "Yeah, hey, hi, whatever." Just like couldn't be bothered, right? And he's like, "Oh, you big fan?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." He's all right. And he's like, "Oh, just all right." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here with my friends. I live here. They don't. They just want to see the place." He's like, "Oh, all right." I'm like, "Have a good one." Like I don't even know if I even looked over, right? So I think he asked me my name. And I was like, "Oh, it's Adam." He's like, "All right, yeah, Boston Adams." That's what everybody called me. And all right, yeah, see ya, whatever. So I'm sitting there. My buddies come back. We're all having some drinks. And all of a sudden, the place goes crazy. The place was packed. Jimmy Buffett gets up on the stage. And he used to do that when he was in town. He would pop up and sing songs. He would do it there. He'd do it at the Pier House. He would do it at a bunch of different places. And everybody's going crazy. He's singing songs and everything. And I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute. He goes, "This one's out to my new friend, Boston Adam, who just thinks I'm all right." It was
way.
It's up our tab. It was fantastic. So, yeah, that's my Jimmy Buffett.
That's a cool Jimmy Buffett story, dude.
Yeah, it was really cool. He was a good guy. Yeah.
Better than the one I have.
What's that?
When was that?
97, like 30 years ago, 35 years ago.
Panthers went to the Cup that year, I think, against the Avs, 97.
Was that the year of the Rat? It was around there, one of those years. Yeah. So there you go. All right, next one. Nebraska volleyball set an all-time record for a women's sporting event as over 93,000 people filled Memorial Stadium to watch the 5-time NCAA NCAA champs beat Omaha on what was dubbed Volleyball Day in Nebraska. The match was the culmination of months of planning and broke the previous world record that was set in Barcelona, Spain, for a Champions League match. The previous record on U.S. soil was the Women's World Cup match between Team USA and China in 1999. This was not a fluff number, as the tickets started at $25 for adults, $5 for kids, but quickly escalated to more than $400 from scalpers. God bless you, Ked. Damar Hamlin from the Buffalo Bills made the Buffalo Bills 53-man roster, so good for him. Ronald Acuna, did I say that right? Jr. of the Atlanta Braves has become the first player to ever record 30-plus homers and 60-plus stolen bases in a single season. All right, so
the kid's the real deal.
Is that a lot? 60 must be like a tremendous amount, right? Because
I think maybe back in the day it wasn't, but now it definitely is.
I remember the 40-40 club was a big deal back in the day.
He's the real deal.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, and I think he got married that day.
Isn't he the guy that the fans ran out and tried to hug him? Was that him?
Yeah.
I can't believe that he's the first guy. I'm surprised like Soriano's not in there.
Yeah, or like, I mean, Henderson didn't have a lot of pop. That's how.
Yeah, no, he didn't have much pop. But
Soriano, Ricky Henderson had a check that he never cashed, $1 million check. He had it in a frame. What dope. Yeah, the accounting called him up like, "Hey, dude, cash the check."
Yeah, I have one of those too.
Use it as a bookmark.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. From Heating Corp. Can you say jilted? A Milwaukee bar called Jack's American Pub has pledged to cover customers' bar tabs whenever Aaron Rodgers and the Jets lose this season. I would watch every game there.
I have a hot take. So I watched Hard Knocks. The Jets. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, don't fall in the Hard Knocks hype.
Have you watched it?
Yes, I've watched it.
This year's
they're going to win the Super Bowl.
No, I just think Aaron Rodgers is way cooler than I thought he was before this year.
You don't think that Aaron Rodgers, every camera shot, he's like, he knew exactly like that guy.
I think he's
so,
the man, dude.
Yeah,
I think
I'm sure he's a
man.
great guy, but it's so staged, and you know what I mean. It's
but he's like funny about shit too, and you can tell everybody respects him, and he's
for sure.
Like, because the media kind of portrays him as like this, like, just giant, like, douchebag. And I guess he's like a little douchey, but like not.
He's made some comments in the past.
Yeah, but he just seems like an awesome teammate. Like, that's kind of the vibe that I got from him.
But I think a lot of it was for the cameras, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I put a camera on me and look what I can do, you know what I mean? So.
Well, so far you've only sworn twice, so you're doing pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good. Man.
That's low.
It is a lot.
Carp
is trying to behave. It's an NCAA podcast. So
every time he said a swear, I've looked over at you. There's no pen motion.
I have him right here too.
Sure. Oh, you think he's sandbagging you?
I think
if anything, I'd be patting it, Carp. Trust me.
Well, it depends on what's a swear word. Like somebody said hell earlier. Is that a swear word?
No. George Carlin rules.
Is douchebag a swear word?
No.
Oh yeah, put it down. That's fine.
No, I don't think it is. But
I think a swear word is any word that you say in middle school that you get in trouble for.
Okay.
Yeah, is that fair? If you said hell, you might be like, "Hey, don't worry about it." But if you're like, "Hey, teacher, he's being a douchebag," you're probably gonna go.
So I'll have Riley sit here.
Middle school.
Yeah. So.
All right. What do you got? Anything for the Rangers?
No, they suck. They're so bad. I don't want to talk about them at all.
All right. Well, the Bruins, not much better right now. They brought in Alex Chason and Danton Heinen for PTOs. And the reporting on like the things to get you to click, they're like, Bruin fan favorite signed a PTO. And I'm like, how is Danton Heinen a fan favorite? You know?
Is that Bruin Hockey Club? The Bruin Hockey
Club?
One
of those. There's one of them. They're horrible. It's all frustrating. Yeah.
It's clickbait, man. They're doing their job, and I'm pretty sure Hal liked Dan Heinen a lot. Who's the guy that Hal hated last year?
Ryan Spooner. Oh, last year, Thomas Nosek.
Yeah, is he still around?
No, he's with the Devils, I believe.
Oh, okay.
He went to the Devils.
So, all right, man.
So instead of Northeastern, we got Coach Carp. So we're going to do a little Coach Carp, and we're going to do a little NU preview. Ooh.
I like that.
Didn't even plan that.
Preview. I like that a lot.
So Coach Carp grew up in Acton, AB, Acton, Boxborough High. That's where we met. So Carp, let's go back to the beginning. Who got you into hockey?
Oh, it had to be my dad.
Yeah.
But it's actually interesting. So my mom taught me to skate. And I don't know. I don't think she was ever a very good skater, but she always used to take me. And like my dad played. All of his brothers played. My grandma, she was like a huge Bruins fan. So I used to go over to her house and watch the Bruins on Friday nights on TV 38. Freddie Cusick on the call. Remember those
Music
days?
and Fred, yeah.
Yeah. So her favorite player was John Busick, and that's why I was number 9 my whole life.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Your old man, they all played hockey. She didn't really play hockey, but she was the one who took you skating. Like that's
So my dad.
Your dad must have felt like he was the man. He's like, yo, I married this girl's gonna take my kid skating. Like that's cool.
Yeah. I guess so. He hasn't expressed that to me, but I'm sure he's pretty
Fair
fired
enough.
up about it.
Is your mom? Am I remembering? Is her first name Lenore?
Yeah, that's her.
Nice. Lenore.
Oh, that's classy, Carp. Classy name.
Lenore and Fred, right?
She's from Cuba, actually, too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so a Cuban lady took me to learn to ice skate. It's probably why I'm such a bad skater.
Now, all right, I know this, but other sports growing up?
Yeah, I mean, everything. Growing up, like lacrosse, baseball, I played for a while, soccer. But in high school, it was hockey, soccer, lacrosse.
What position you play in soccer?
Defense, because I went to Lawrence Academy for 2 years in Groton, Mass, and we had to play 3 sports in prep school, right? So I didn't have a fall sport, so I just tried out and I just played defense, and I was quick, so I just ran up and down the field, bumped into kids, and so not a lot of talent necessary out back there. I don't even know. We might not have won a game, to be honest with you. But it was so much fun.
My one buddy went to Canterbury and they did like the 3 sports. So he played hockey, lacrosse, and then fall he didn't know what to do, so he played water polo. And he couldn't swim that well. So like the first practice, they're all there and like he's just hugging the side of the pool and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Listen, guys, I did not sign up for this. I was told I had to go do something along these lines." He ended up loving it. He's a good swimmer now, but hearing him tell the story in the locker room after game's hilarious.
Water polo is friggin' tough.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Yeah,
that's like really tough.
Yeah,
that's not like something you just do for fun.
No, I would drown rather quickly too. Like maybe 10 minutes.
Definition of sink or swim. I mean, really,
I'm going right to the bottom of the pool.
Were there players that you looked up to when you were younger, or anyone you patterned your game after, like a pro or anybody that you watched? I know you said you watched Busick, but was there someone that stood out to you, like that was your guy? Or
I loved Neely.
Oh yeah, okay.
Absolutely loved him. I mean, I was smaller though, but I was built pretty well. Like I loved running into people. I didn't have anywhere near his scoring touch, but I tried to be as much of a power forward as I could because I didn't really have the hands to do any like skill stuff, right? But
been there.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. But I absolutely loved Cam Neely. He was unbelievable to watch. So I'd say, like when I was growing up, if there was an influence, that's probably the guy.
I'd probably put Cam Neely as a top 10 player that I wish that I got to see and like remember. You know what I mean? Because I think he was a little bit before my time, but every Bruins fan that I've ever talked to raves about like how much of a nail gun that guy was. Like he could do it all. Like that would have been kind of a cool player to watch. We should do that one day, kind of put together a list of 10 players that we wish that we could have saw in like their prime based off of other people's stories.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, you do that.
My brain is fired right now. So
it's unbelievable.
Tell them about how you were way ahead of your time in high school with your pregame.
Oh, I used to drink. This was only for lacrosse. It was never for hockey.
Couple beers.
No, I don't know. This probably would have not helped either. But that was recovery actually. But no, I used to drink pickle juice before games.
Oh no way!
Yeah, but I guess that's a thing now, so it's not really that weird. I was just
now it's a thing, but at the time, everybody's like, "What is he doing?" I'm like,
"How'd you get into that? Is that like your parents are like, hey, just do this?" And you're like, "Sure."
No, there's no way. I don't know how it happened. It had to be like one of the players on the team.
Yeah,
my bet would be Moose.
That's probably what I was thinking. Yeah. To be honest with you.
When we hang up, I can tell you about some of the questions that kid asked me and body parts he showed me. And I was like, yeah. So, all right. So then Northeastern, ACHA.
The Acha.
There you go. Carp stat line.
Pretty good.
There you go. Yeah. 61 games played, 25, 33, 58 with 92 PIMs. Your big season, though, was 2009-10. You had 25 points in 22 games played with 45 PIMs. That was your highest penalty total of a season and points.
Yeah.
You guys were in the Super East?
I don't even know what it was called. It was like when I started playing it, it was their third year.
Did you play Siena?
No, we never played them.
I got to play at Matthews once, and it was awesome.
Did you?
That's neat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So we played mostly local teams. Like we played BU a ton, played BC. I honestly, we had like a bean pot one year. That was pretty fun.
Did you guys get the hand-me-downs?
Oh yeah, big time. We got real.
You guys look so sick. That's
yeah. The men's. The guy that was the men's equipment manager. He left for a little bit, but he's back now. So I knew him when I was in school, and he used to hook us up. It was unbelievable. Like helmet stickers, gloves, pants. It was unbelievable.
And you didn't tell one person you were Acha, not the whole time.
No, God, no. You don't think the tracksuit that I walked around in said club hockey? Not a chance.
No, absolutely not. And you're telling everybody you're playing Boston College tomorrow. Just don't go. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I just played hockey. That's it. But it was unbelievable. It was so much fun. Like I started off Division III, right? I didn't play hockey. I went to Plymouth State, and I had the opportunity to play both hockey and lacrosse, but I just played lacrosse because it was just a lot. And then I ended up going to Northeastern, transferring in and playing club, and it was so much fun.
It's a blast.
So much fun. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I forgot about Plymouth State till you mentioned it. Was there anyone that you played club with that went on to anything notable that we would know?
I mean, we had a couple. So I actually played with John Carlson's brother.
Oh yeah,
He's an unbelievable guy.
Tell your brother sorry he's not on my team.
I'll mention it to him. I haven't talked to him in a bit, but his name is Andrew. He's a super guy. We had a kid that went. So we had this one player, Mike Gilbert, he's from Reading, I think North Reading or Reading, I forget which one. But he was really, really good. And I think he had a tryout with the big club at some point. We had another kid that went and played professionally in Spain, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, which was pretty good. So the team is way better now. Like they're an annual, they go to nationals. Like they've been for the last 7-8 years, something like that. But when I was there, we were good timers more than anything.
Yeah. Hey, you built the program, buddy.
I didn't build the program.
I would tell everybody that you built the program.
Yeah. No, I got other stuff going on.
So the transition from playing to coaching, how did that come about?
So it happened actually while I was playing. So my line mate, his girlfriend at the time, now wife, in 08, I think the first semester of 08, she started the women's club team with a bunch of people, and they asked him to be the head coach. He asked me to be his assistant coach because we were good buddies, and like it was fun. We played 3 games. Like the women's club team, we played 3 games, and we played just against local senior teams. But my buddy's unbelievable guy, but it drove me nuts because he the first 3 weeks, we weren't really doing anything. We were just going around cones. We weren't putting in systems or everything. I remember one day he had a burrito on the ice while he was coaching, and those little friggin' pieces of lettuce and rice all over the place. So it eventually got to the point where I was like, Schley, what do you think about maybe doing some systems? And so he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we did some stuff, and then the following year they asked me to be the head coach, which my buddy, he didn't care. It was totally fine. And then we had a really good team. We had a couple of varsity cuts, and we ended up going to national tournament in ACHA Division II, and we came in 3rd. Then the following year we ran the table, and we were 26-0. We won the national championship game 8-1 or something like that. And then
shout out to my family friend Trisha Martin, who was on that team.
Yeah, Trisha, the defensive staple for us.
I was at one of the games where she scored her only goal, she took a shot from like the red line, a dump in, but the goalie had gone out to the corner, and it was like a shuffleboard shot all the way in, and we were like in the stands, like Trisha.
It's the Lidstrom. It's the Lidstrom. She faked the dump in, baited the goal to go out, and
Sure,
just
that's
dropped
what it
one
was.
net. Yeah, she did it on purpose. Don't tell her. Don't say that. But yeah, I absolutely loved it, and when I was going through all this, just because I wanted to learn it as much as I can and give the players a good experience, because it's really difficult, or at least I would have thought it'd be really difficult for like a group of players that's my age. Like some of them are even older than me to like listen to anything I have to say, right? So I wanted to like give them as good of an experience as I can. So in comes Coach Flint. So I got pretty close with him when I was a student there, and he taught me a ton of stuff. And the other person that had like a huge influence was actually our current athletic director, Jim Madigan. So when I was a student there, I found out that he was a scout for the Penguins. So yeah, it was the Penguins at that time. He was the Islanders before, and then the Penguins. So I reached out to him, and he was like the director of advancement in the business school or something like that. So I reached out, and I would meet with him all the time, like just ask him like, hey, what do you look for? What advice do you have? And it turned into like a weekly thing, and it eventually got to the point. And this is just how unbelievable of a guy he is. He actually brought me out to the Nobles tournament, which is like a big prep school tournament. It was Jimmy Hayes' draft year, I think. So he brought me with him to go watch that, to show, like, to say like, hey, this is what I look for. This is what I look for in a player, et cetera, et cetera. And, there's a ton of scouts there. I think it was Gretzky's brother that was the Bruin scout, right? The head of amateur scouting. So he was
Keefe.
there. He introduced me to him. And
Keith.
Yeah, Keith, that's right. So just like that experience, it just was like, holy, this is awesome. Like this is something I'm really interested in doing. And then Flint, after I graduated, I didn't think I was going to do anything after that, but he encouraged me to apply for a coaching job. And I applied for one job and I got it. And I went to Elmira, New York for a couple of years, and the rest is history.
I would the thing that stands out about that is Flint and Madigan both. They talk about all the time how people treat people that can't benefit them. I forget the exact saying. I think I kind of butchered that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Treat people on the way up like you're something, but they didn't have to do that. There was nothing in it for them except out of the goodness, you know what I mean? Just being good dudes. And that's
it would have been so easy for them to say, we're good. Or
right.
just not reply to the email.
Right. Yeah. So
but that's like why I want to work so hard for Northeastern, right? Like they gave me so much they didn't have to, so it's almost like I owe them a debt of gratitude, So that's how it happened.
There it is.
Yeah.
So all right, let's get into coming up now. So you guys have had unbelievable success, obviously. Is there
when your guys aren't getting boned by the refs, man?
Ked's gonna be your like the Key and Peele thing. He's gonna be your angry Carp and say all the stuff that you can't. It's like when I had Flint on, and then we were talking about Patty Kaz winners, and I was like, "Oh, like Alina should have won," and he's like, "Yep,
You should have.
She definitely should have." So the systems you guys have in the implementations that you put into place. Is it fair to say, this is a horrible question, is it fair to say that it's pretty much, it runs itself at this point with minor tweaks because of the people you have in the leadership positions and the staff?
I mean, I would say from an institutional standpoint, maybe just like within the team and our culture. Yeah. I mean, our leadership's unbelievable. And the neat part about, like, when I first got here, we were a 500 team. Right. And our culture was on the way up. Like Dave had been really working hard in this. So my first year was when Kendall came back from the Olympics, Kendall Coyne. So the culture then was on an upswing big time. But the neat thing, the neat part about where we're at now is every year, the leadership group has taken like things that they really like from the previous leadership group and then, put certain twists on things. Right. So, but more than anything, like these players they're so willing to hold each other accountable now. And that was not necessarily the case. Like it's not, they don't do it like rude, right? It's just like, hey,
There's a standard you have to live up to, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and they have like a code of conduct, and it's
the players have a code of conduct.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. And they live by it. And if somebody steps out of line, they figure it out pretty quick. Which is great.
It's funny. So one of the questions I used to ask the players, like, who's late that gets you guys in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
And I dropped it because they're like, no one.
Yeah, literally.
Like, no, we're not late.
Well, it just shows that, I mean, with the success that you guys have too, you're not only getting talented people, but you're getting a lot of character people as well. That kind of, because without that, you could have all the talent in the world, but if people aren't buying in, then what do you really have?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like in the past, we had to take. We weren't taking like the worst person in the world by any means, but when we were a 500 team or sub 500 team, like that's where we had to take risks. Like, this kid's really good. Can we work with her? Like, can we make her a better person? But now, like where we're at, from a wins losses perspective, from a culture perspective, the character piece, like it's very easy to say to a kid that's a potential Olympian one day, no, we're good. If they're a dirtbag. So
fair.
Yeah, so it's, and the fortunate thing for us, like there's a lot of really, really good people out there, so it's not super tough to find, but the emphasis on it now is significantly more than it was in the past.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the incoming class. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 incoming freshmen, right?
Yeah.
I'll run it. Maddie Cipolla.
Yeah.
She had an older sister, right?
Here?
Yeah. Wasn't there a Cipolla?
No, not here.
Huh. Ellie Marbody, Alexandra Lalonde, Peyton Compton, Riley Jones, Ella Blackmore, Maddie Robitzer?
Yeah,
Roby.
Yeah.
Where do you see them? Where do you see them slotting in? We're going hard hitting, big J questions.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't answer that question because we haven't seen them skate this year yet.
I was going to ask. You guys haven't even been on the ice together as a group, have you?
Question. But we have up front. So we lost one defenseman, right, in mode. So we have a pretty strong group back there. But Riley, she's the best comparison I have for her is Matt Grislick. Like she gets up and down the ice. Her first pass is unbelievable. She can chip in offensively here and there, but she's so simple. She's so dynamic. So she's definitely gonna push our D-core for sure. Robitzer, again, like she's very, very talented, but we've got Phillips. So the good thing is that Phillips is definitely going to get pushed, and Taborski, who was our backup last year, it's almost like we have a 1 and then a 2A and a 2B. So it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. Up front, Peyton Compton and Allie Lalonde, they both played for the U.S. U18 team last year, so we expect them to step in right away and do some pretty special things for us. I'd say Lalonde's a bit more of a finesse player, and then Compton's just got a lot more sandpaper to her game. But I think that they'll both probably be top 9 kids for us right out of the gate. This is just projecting from
I know. It's funny too to see where they're from, California and Florida. It's like not really hockey hotbeds,
Yeah, we got 2 Beverly Hills kids on our team.
Yeah.
And then but so Lalonde actually played at Shattuck.
Yeah.
So she's from California, but she played at Shattuck, and then Compton played at Bishop Kearney Selects Academy, who's a very, very strong team. You remember that Slovakian girl that was on like all over Twitter for pulling the Michigan move? So she's there now. This is her first year there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they're an unbelievable program. And then Mabardi, local player. She's a water bug. Like her motor doesn't stop. She's
from the winch.
Player. Yeah. No, she's from Nobles.
Oh, okay. I had her as from Winchester.
Oh, Winchester. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Winchendon School. Sorry.
No. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Cipolla, she's actually from where Coach Berman used to play back in the day. But she played for the Junior Flyers last year. She's got one of the heaviest shots I've seen on a female athlete.
Really?
When you see it, you'd be like, holy smokes. And she's not a big player, but she can just snap that puck right off.
So you're on the point. So you're on the point for
Yeah.
the power play.
Yeah. Who am I missing?
Blackmore, number 28, my number. Come on,
Yeah,
guy.
Blackmore. I think she led the national tournament in scoring last year, or she was like in the one of the top 3 spots. But she's one of the smartest hockey players you've ever seen. Like you could watch a hockey game and like you notice her, but you don't necessarily like nothing bad by any means, but nothing that's like holy smoke, like not like watching McDavid or Crosby or something like that. And you look at the score sheet after the game, she's got 4 points.
Yeah.
She's
Perfect.
just like one of those players that just gets it done, in all facets of the game. So she'll be someone to definitely keep an eye on next year. Did I cover everyone? Am I missing anyone?
I believe so. No, I think you got everybody.
There
Yeah.
we go. Yeah. So
Go ahead.
great,
Sorry.
I was going to say great group of players. Your daughter will absolutely love every single one of them for sure.
Well, especially the girl named Riley.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
So, and then speaking of additions, you also have a transfer student from Yale, Becca Van Stone,
Yeah.
who had a tough year injury wise, but
Yeah.
heck of a player.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, no, she got some surgery over the summer. So she was in an interesting spot. So Yale doesn't do red shirts, right? Ivy Leagues don't do red shirts.
Right.
So, and they didn't do the COVID waiver because they had to be, they had to either leave school or they did do a COVID. It's something different. I don't want to get into it because I'm probably wrong on it. But so push come to shove, she played 2 games or 3 games last year.
And that counted.
Yeah, that counted. But because she didn't hit you have to play less than a third of the season. She didn't hit that. So that's why she was able to get that medical red shirt. But we actually recruited her way back. Like way back.
Oh, nice.
So we've known her for a really long time.
The one that got away.
Yeah. Unbelievable kid, unbelievable family. Her dad, you'll absolutely love this on her visit. Her dad's Chris, super, super guy. On her visit, when she was, probably a sophomore or junior no, it was a sophomore in high school, I think. He goes, "Oh, my daughter, Becca Van Stonehands." It was like one of the first things that he said to us, and I was like, "Oh God, this is amazing." So when she came and visited this past summer, that was the first thing I said to her. "Welcome back, Van Stonehands." And
she was like, "Thanks, Dad."
Yeah, super, super family, super kid. So
we're
really excited to have her.
And then the other one, it's not a new player, but it's someone coming back, is Christina Allard.
Mm-hmm.
She's healthy. I mean, that's talk about pushing the D.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're gonna be in a really good spot out back. And I mean, I think she was number 2 in scoring for our defenseman, like maybe a game or 2 even after she got hurt.
Yeah.
She was like, and when she got hurt, it was such a bummer because she was on such an upswing. So we expect her to step right in and do some big stuff for us. She's just yanking at the chain right now, so I can't wait to see what she brings to the table. Yeah.
So I know you guys haven't been on the ice like we said, but what you've seen the players around, you've talked with them. Are you like Irving had that breakout year, her freshman year. Shannon last year, right? A little bit. They all of a sudden they're on everybody else's scouting list.
Yeah.
Who do you have someone that you have that in mind for this year, if you want to share it?
I'm really curious to see. I saw them skate a little bit the other day, but Maddie Sipla I thought looked really good. Actually, so I'm excited about her, but someone that I've heard nothing but amazing things about this summer is Mia Langlois.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So nice. I'm really excited to see what she does this upcoming week.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right, so that covered that. How's the we talked about the leadership, the new leadership, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
Carter with the C, the premier power forward in women's hockey today, Katie Knoll, Gwyneth Phillips and Abby Marone, all as the alternates.
Yeah.
How are you feeling with the leadership group?
Great.
Yeah.
Really just great people. And as far as being a sheriff goes, Megan Carter.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna hold people accountable. Which is great, and especially because we've got such a turnover this year. Like this is the biggest turnover we've had in a few years now. But she's an unbelievable leader. She knows how to hold people accountable, respectfully, which I think is the most important thing. And she's not a loud person. She's one of those people that when she talks, you're listening.
Yeah.
She doesn't say a ton, but if she says something, you're listening. And you have Phillips, who's always keeping things like super. I don't know if this is the right. She's a pretty goofy kid. I think she'd be fine with me saying that, but like just always joking around. Katie Knoll kind of right in the middle, and then Abby Marone probably a little bit more towards like the team mom side of things, like somebody that everybody can go to, super approachable. So I think the mix of our leadership this year is really exciting. So they should be pretty effective this year.
I like Carter with the whole Ray Bork vibe as a captain. Like quiet, lets her play, do the talking, sets the tone. You know what I mean?
I
like
see that. Oh yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
lead by example kid for sure.
Yeah. So I had a lineup put together, but you haven't seen him on the ice yet, so we'll skip over that part. We don't need to go into my lineup. But I just was
I'm
curious
desperate to hear it.
What's that?
I'm desperate to hear it.
Well, I don't know. So I had Thompson, Knoll, and Anderson.
Yeah.
I had Irving, Shannon, and Brazis.
Yeah.
Brazis, my dark horse. She's gonna bust out this year.
Yeah, she's gonna have a great year.
Griffin, Van Stone, and Abella.
Yeah.
And then I only did 3 lines because I had to leave some room for the freshmen.
Fair enough.
And then Carter and Jovetic, Marone and Allard, Guarino and Mariano. That's how I saw it.
That's fair.
Pretty good, man.
I like that. Someone's been watching hockey.
Yeah, oh yeah, buddy.
Watching the Huskies.
Please, for the love of God, don't make that your lines, because if those are the opening night lines, we're never going to hear the end of that. Like, even if you had to switch somebody.
For the sake of the morning skate community, there's no way that will be the starting line. Even if it was bang on, not a chance. I wouldn't do that to your listeners.
So let's talk about some other additions. New assistant coach. I'm going to butcher this, dude. Melissa Piacentini.
It's Piacentini. You added an N, but that was just about perfect.
Piacentini. Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Leading goal scorer in Syracuse women's hockey history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about an eye for the game, bring him behind the bench, right?
Yeah. She's unbelievable. So
she's that girl that's always with the huge smile, right?
Yeah, probably. She's smiley person. So she did. She was mostly our video person last year, and the NCAA just let us add. So she was our director of hockey operations, and the NCAA added a third assistant coach. So we elevated her, and she's been with us for 5 years. So it was the most well-deserved promotion ever. But her video skills are ridiculous. Like absolutely ridiculous. And I even to the point where I was like, hey, I'm glad she didn't end up doing it, but I was like, hey, you should seriously consider, looking at pro jobs because you're that good. But she's been on panels at like video conferences where like men and women were there. Like for the NHL side, even so it's this organization called Exos. That's most of our video software. But she's lights out. She's super smart. It's going to be nice to have like an additional set of eyes on the game for us.
That's sick. And then today it was announced you had a new hockey ops coordinator, Sean Endrake.
Yeah. We're very fortunate to have Sean. He's a great guy.
He worked for Wilkes-Barre Penguins, right? Was that him?
He was actually last year the Bruins assistant video coach.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's been AHL, NHL. So it's going to be a pretty seamless transition, I think. Because usually the toughest part of that job is teaching video, but he's like already talking about folder structures and stuff, and my head's kind of spinning a little bit. I use like but he's unbelievable. He's gonna be he's got some great ideas, and he's gonna help us get better.
Since we're talking staff, do you want to address the pizza toppings?
Which part?
Do you want to? I'm going to give you the floor right now. If you want to talk about pizza toppings with your equipment manager and all the shenanigans that are going on
Eric?
with your pineapple and everything else.
No, he loves pineapple on his pizza.
There it is.
He absolutely loves pineapple on it. No, he hates it.
I was gonna go with you. I was gonna go with you on that and let you do that.
So his name's Eric Anastasi, and Italian guy, right?
Yeah.
If word got out that he liked pineapple on his pizza, false or true, he'd probably quit.
Maybe we can get Ken to come up with a graphic or something like that. We'll release it with the pod.
Oh yeah, like a pineapple pizza on it.
As much as me and
Sorry,
Eric,
buddy, I was gonna let you cook on that one. I was gonna let you.
can't.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
No, because I actually, as much as we go back and forth, him and I do love that. I love that guy so much. He's great at his job. So I'd prefer he stuck around, and I would be fearful that if he heard me say that on a national podcast, he'd be gone tomorrow. So,
I'm still gonna get bum rushed next time I'm at Matthews. They're gonna be like, "That's the guy."
oh yeah, he's gonna come right at you.
All right, so open schedule, hosting a pair versus Penn State. Then you head to LIU for a pair the following weekend. That's your first 2 weeks.
Yep.
What do you guys look for in the first couple of games? Besides, obviously, a dub, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, attention to detail more than anything. Just with the little things, like not even the systems and stuff like that. Our forecheck's going to need work. Our power play and PK and D zone, it's all going to need work. So that stuff will come more than anything. It's just paying attention to little details like stick position in the D zone, calling for the puck, something as simple as that. Reading coverage, all sorts of little things. But systematically, it's definitely not going to be perfect. We would never expect it to be perfect. So just controlling those little things is going to be what we look for more than anything. That's probably going to be what we hammer home on most throughout the course of the next couple of weeks here.
Do you guys mix and match the lines throughout the games once it's like in hand one way or the other? Do you start to kind of see what these two look like or those look like?
Like within our own lines?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I'm not afraid to, but I think we'll have like our lines will shift a ton for the first month, something like that. Maybe a little bit less.
Pairings also, or just the upfront?
No, both. I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably the D pairing's a little bit less just because there's not a lot of turnover there.
Right.
Like I said, there's one new defenseman, right? But up front, like we have a lot of new forwards, so there's going to be a lot of shifting around.
Okay.
And not just like within the lines, but people that are scratched, people that are dressed.
What about goalies? How do you is it going to be the Phillips show until she's done, or do you start working in others in these first few games to kind of get them experience, used to the bright light a little bit?
Yeah,
not Zaborski, but the freshman. More.
Yeah, you'll have to ask the goalie whisperer, Dave Flint, about that one.
All right.
I don't go near the goalies.
When he and I talked, I told him, my whole thing with goalies was when I was coaching. I mean, obviously it's lacrosse, a little different, but I'd always come up to him like Marge at halftime, like, "You all right, buddy?" Yeah. Just want to make sure their eyes aren't like, "I've seen way too many shots," right?
Goalies terrify me.
Yeah.
And I almost so we had you'll love this. So I have a Chihuahua, a Dachshund Chihuahua. I have a real dog too. My Dachshund Chihuahua is a cat basically, but we had like a team.
I don't know which worse, that or the pineapple, to be perfect.
You're trying to tell me that if you had pineapple pizza right in front of you and you were hungry, you wouldn't eat it?
No, I would. I'm trying to get back in the good graces of your equipment manager. But go ahead.
It's impossible. He doesn't. Yeah. So we had like a team event at my house. It was Frankel's first year. Mm-hmm. So this is before we knew she was Erin Frankel, right? And this is when we just got the dog, so we didn't know that he was an idiot. So they're all out in the backyard playing like cornhole or something like that. And I think I'm grilling in the other side of the yard, and all of a sudden I hear someone screaming, and then I hear like a little yapping, something like that. I turn around and Frankel is bolting across my yard with my little, no joke, at this point, he's probably maybe a foot long, something like that, a foot long, sprinting across the yard after Frankel. I thought I was going to lose my job.
Did he bite her or something?
No, didn't get her. But here's the thing, and I've told Frankel this before. The one thing you do if a dog's barking at you, you don't scream and
or
sprint
run
across the yard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but she hates that dog now. But yeah, so ever since then, goalies, I'm good.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure she hates me after my interview, so that's fine.
She hasn't told me, so I think you're in a good spot. Probably in a better spot than what our equipment manager will be with you after this.
And then the last one I got for you, what are the odds of, one, us doing a live podcast for Matthews, and two, if we do the live podcast, you can walk Todd over and set him down so we can talk to him?
I mean, the odds are very high. I'm not convinced Ked would drive up.
Wow.
We
Wow.
want to do a podcast from Matthews. Like, if we can get the technology, like do like in between periods, a little summation, second, a little summation after the game, then do a legit pod and have some players come through. That'd be sick.
That would be very, very. It would be probable. It would be a Delaney question, but I don't know what is less likely: Ked coming up to Boston or Todd knowing what a podcast is.
So so Todd Lampert, right? Yeah. So Todd, great guy, older guy, salt of the earth dude.
Yeah.
And Delaney, in her infinite wisdom, decided to sit me and Todd next to each other in the press box. And it literally is like Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets. The two of us just sit there and we sit next to each other. He knows everybody, but he'll talk to them and then he'll just look at me and be like, which is just hilarious. And he, like, the first time I introduced myself, because I knew who he was, he offered me jerky.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm like, this guy's awesome. Yeah. We just sit there next to each other. And he gets up with 30 seconds left of every period and ducks.
Yeah.
And he gets so mad at bad plays.
Oh, yeah.
So mad.
Yeah.
So mad.
Yeah. He's
Great guy, though.
He's a fiery old man. Ked Todd's like you must know a guy like this. He's the mayor of every place he goes.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
everybody knows him. It's the most unbelievable thing in the world. That's Todd.
We'll have to get him to sit down with us.
Yeah, he's the best.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's a great idea because he's an old man too. His filter is gone up.
Well, we one podcast of just a giant bleep.
I don't know if that'd be good for ratings or sponsorship.
Yeah.
You could do it at Fox.
Who would Delaney be more nervous coming on the pod, Todd or Irving?
Todd, 100%.
Oh yeah,
it wouldn't even be close.
All right, fair enough. So that's what we had for you. I think that's a pretty good season preview. Yeah. I'm very, very happy with that. I think that went well. I think we have 3 swears in the jar, all from Ked, so doing very well there.
That's good.
And what do we got? We're gonna do lightning round.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do a quick lightning round. We can do that. I'm gonna play the 3 stars.
All right. That one's something.
Lightning round, Brownie, take it away.
All right, so these were put together, and I didn't see them. So we'll just work our way around the room.
Okay.
We'll all answer. All right, so we'll go Ked, Carp, me. We'll do it like that.
Okay.
Would you rather speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Talk to animals. I hate people.
Done.
Animals.
Yeah, same. I think that'd be sick.
much fun.
If you talk to
That'd
animals.
be unbelievable.
The language thing would be really helpful with recruiting, but
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. Oh, we could have an international podcast.
animals for sure. I can figure out what my dog's such.
Yeah, but you can speak every language. You can go anywhere in the world and not feel nervous ever. Like I've never been really to a foreign country where I didn't know like what people were saying, but my anxiety thinking about that's through the roof. So I don't know how I don't know. The animals are cool.
Huh.
So,
Is it wrong? I'm just seeing these. Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
yeah. Hypocrisy at its finest.
I don't even know how to answer that.
I don't know. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna say no unless they have like bacon fat in them or something. I don't know. Oh, that was a funny one. Now I know why she picked these. If there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or set it free?
Kill it.
100%.
See, this is why she put these on.
Yeah, that's a goner.
I take the spider and bring it into the basement and let it loose.
In the
No,
basement.
I
outside?
murder that thing.
I'll put it outside in the summer, but in the winter I put them in the basement so they can kill bugs.
No, I kill it and put it on display so all the other spiders know to fucking leave. Sorry.
Swear. Yeah, no, it's fine. We're trying to get new hoodies for the players. First, I guess this could be first or current celebrity crush.
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you got, Carp?
Mine was Emma Watson. I've answered that before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You
Hermione
did answer that.
Granger, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We
Yeah.
grew up together.
Mine would
she was
be
on
Lori
the screen and
Loughlin.
I was in real life. But yeah,
It counts.
yeah, essentially, right?
Yeah, when you're a kid, like pretending that you're in overtime outside and you're just shooting putts on net, and then you look in the stands, you're looking right at Emma Watson, right?
Sure.
For
exactly.
sure. Yeah.
I'm going Lori Loughlin when I was younger, and now it's got to be Salma still.
Yeah, it's definitely Selma for you,
Yeah.
dude. That would have been weird if you didn't say that.
Did you see her post for her
Yes, I saw
57th
it, yep.
birthday? Good Lord. Your favorite Halloween costume?
My first one, I was a Bumblebee, but I bought a Scooby-Doo one, like Johnny Manziel, one year. That was pretty cool. Scooby-Doo is fun.
Hey, Carp, did you know that Johnny Manziel follows the Morning Skate on social media?
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Good
Follows
for
like
you guys.
2,000 people, and we just happen to be one of them. Kind
Just
of
leave
bizarre.
that part out of it. What's your favorite Halloween costume, Carp?
I met like my wife for real. I kind of knew her before, but we like got to know each other a lot better. I was wearing just a beer, like a full
Okay.
body beer. Yeah,
She has good taste.
yeah, that was a good one.
Good taste.
Mine was the Blues Brothers, my buddy Johnny Laws when we were kids.
Shocking.
A movie Ked has not seen.
Shocking.
This could be problematic. How many redheads are you friends with?
Oh man. Couple two tree. I don't know. I'd have to like really think about it.
Who wrote these?
She didn't write them. I think she got them off the internet. My
Who's
wife,
she?
Lori.
Oh, okay. I don't even know. Not a lot.
No, not a lot.
Not by
Either.
choice. It's just my circles.
I feel like redhead is like the only thing that you're allowed to say whatever you want to them.
I don't think we should really poke the bear in case
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that
we can't
alone.
do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Would you rather come face to face with a mini hippo or a giant cockroach, and both are in a bad mood?
Oh, how big's the mini hippo?
I'm thinking they're the same size based on this. A mini hippo, giant.
Oh, mini
cockroach.
hippo, dude.
Dude, you know how dangerous hippos are?
It's the size of a cockroach. What is he gonna do to me?
No. I'm saying they're the same size. So a miniature hippo and a giant cockroach are both the size of, like, say, a Labrador. That's how I interpret
Dude,
this.
I'm still
question.
taking the hippo. The cockroaches, they're gross, man.
I think I'm taking a hippo too.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are wrong. I'm going cockroach because hippos are they kill more people in Africa than any other animal.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but-
normal size hippos do.
Yeah, miniature hippo, probably not. And if you kill a giant cockroach, you imagine the mess.
Oh, gross.
Gross.
So when I lived in Florida, they have palmetto bugs. You know what a palmetto bug is? It's a giant flying cockroach.
Nope.
And I stepped on those in a flip flop once, and it was like I stepped in dog poop. It was horrible. If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Probably Charles. That's my dad.
Charles? Oh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Charlie.
Yeah, I'd go with my dad, Fred. Why not?
I'll go with my dad, Joe. There you go.
There it is.
All right, there you go.
I named my son Fred, so why not?
There you go.
I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before, but have you guys ever noticed that girls' names like age out and guys' names don't? Like there's still Jimmys and James and Freds and Adams and Joes, but like how many Lenores do you know? How many Doreens do you know? Brownie,
know
what was your mom's name?
Lauren.
Oh, okay, that one doesn't.
Lauren
That's
goes.
pretty common, but I feel like girls' names like age out.
Well,
every,
I had a
like,
grandmother
10, 15
Hilda,
years.
for example.
Hilda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it really is an old school boys' names, unless you
But
like
guys'
Mosey.
names chill until you get into like the Braxtons and shit who like drink like
I think those are gonna age out. Going
they
forward.
should. They never should be around anyway.
All right, so this is a 3-parter.
Okay.
Who's your favorite Harry Potter character, Star Wars character, Avengers character?
Wow, dude, that's a good one. Harry Potter. I'm gonna go with probably Hagrid.
Oh, that's the big guy, right?
Yeah.
Good one.
Star Wars. I played sports, and what was the other one?
The Avengers.
The Avengers.
Oh, this is your chance to be Ant-Man.
Thor's pretty funny, dude. Like
Yeah.
I think Thor's hilarious. That would
Alright.
be mine.
Like Fat Thor or regular Thor?
Fat Thor for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
All right. What do you got, Carp?
I mean, it'd be hypocritical if I didn't say Hermione, right?
Hermione. Yeah.
Do you want
But
to beat her?
aside from her,
I would think you would have picked Ron, so you could
no,
beat her.
No, what?
I don't know. He's a redhead.
He's a redhead.
I was
is a
going to keep
redhead.
swinging.
All comes
Yeah.
back to that.
That would
Star
be
Wars.
pretty cool, too. Well, you said be them.
Oh no, it's who is your favorite? Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
All
sorry.
right. So that's why I chose.
There you go.
those.
Sorry.
All right. I mean, I don't know Star Wars that much, to be honest with you. Obi-Wan. Why not?
Nice.
Yeah. And then Avengers,
Mhm.
Ant-Man. I love
Say
him.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's funny. Why not?
Wow.
Ed had this
Big
whole
and small.
thing. Who was the
What are the-
softest, the softest superhero, Flash or Ant-Man? That was his thing last week.
You said Ant-Man was the softest?
No, he was
Yeah,
just comparing
Flash.
the two.
Flat. But
All right,
Ant-Man,
I'm gonna say-
Ant-Man can go all over the place.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
character Chris
the
Pratt
movies.
plays is pretty funny. I forget his
Oh, yeah,
Star
that's
Lord.
right.
Sorry, Harry
Star-Lord,
Potter.
yeah.
I'm gonna say he had like an uncle who was like kind of a badass. Severus.
yeah.
Was it
Sirius
Severus?
Black, dude.
Sirius,
Black,
that's it. Sirius. So I'll take him. Star Wars, I'll say Han Solo. And
Yeah.
Avengers, I'm gonna have to say King T'Challa, the Black Panther.
Yeah, I gotta change mine. It's definitely Iron Man. Actually, that was
Oh,
dumb.
there you go. Good one.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That's
Never mind.
fine. What was the last dare you accepted?
I don't know if I want to answer that, man. There's
It's an NCAA podcast.
yeah. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that,
Yeah,
probably. More than likely. I don't really want to talk about it, probably.
All right, Pat, we got to pass.
Dare. I'm not really dared to do anything.
Yeah,
Not like a dare, but like I think you can interpret this as what was something that you shouldn't have done that you did, like stupid.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah,
All right.
we're gonna move on from
All right,
that.
we'll skip that whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Friends in Low Places.
Oh, good one.
That's probably the one for me too. That was my 21st birthday.
Fuck
so,
yeah, Carpy.
Nice. I was gonna say Johnny Cash. So there you
yeah.
go. Which mythical creature do you think was possible that was real at one time?
Whoa.
Probably the Loch Ness Monster, man. There's
Did you see some woman has new pictures?
and it might not even be like there could be a Loch Ness Monster. When I say that, is it just in that little area or could it be anywhere in the world? Because there's probably so many animals in the sea that we don't even know exist. And there's probably one that looks exactly like that, right?
Probably, yeah. And that one just got trapped there.
I tell you what, dude, if Andre the Giant wasn't like born into like a family and just got really hairy, was chilling in the woods, like he would be Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like that's kind of real. I don't think aliens are real, by the way. That's
I
like
don't-
the whole new thing that's out right now.
I don't think aliens are mythical creatures.
Well, if they're not real, they're mythical.
All right. Tomato.
I tell you
tomato.
what, man, I'm
You are
having a
buzzing
day.
today.
All right, Carp, what do you got for a mythical?
I mean, this is gonna sound weird, but I have a daughter and she's got an animal like this. A horse must have had a horn at some point, right?
Oh,
Dude, my daughter
probably.
has so many different types of unicorns, and now I know what to do with them when she ages out. So perfect.
What do you do with them?
I'm gonna give them to you.
No way.
Your daughter's like, how old's your daughter? 3?
Yeah, we got enough
No.
stuff.
You have 4 years. 4 years of
Like, we have
crap
enough.
will come
We're
from my
good.
house to yours.
We're
Perfect.
good.
What movie do you quote the most?
Probably Tropic Thunder. I love that movie, man. I love that movie.
There's probably not one of those you can say on the
No,
NCAA version
Probably
of this
not.
podcast.
No.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah, mine's easy. Happy Gilmore. It's not even
Oh.
close.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
I was gonna say mine's the original Ghostbusters. What do you think? Only 2 more. What do you think most people misunderstand about you?
Oh, we're getting deep.
She's probably gonna listen to this tomorrow or whenever and be like,
That I'm not just looks. It's probably probably be mine.
all right, just contain yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carp. Because I know what you're gonna say after that.
Misunderstood thing about me?
Yeah.
God. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm not really a misunderstood guy. I'm
Well,
just
like
kinda
like a misconception or something, you know.
I'm 5'7" and 3/4, not 5'7". How's
Okay.
that? Yeah.
I would say for
Okay.
me, I'm not really a dick. I just don't want to be bothered. So
Yeah, I'd say, you know what?
I betray that, so I'm left alone.
It's funny you say that. Like when I go out recruiting, I can't talk to people. So I always like find my own little area, and like if someone's talking to me, I'm kind of like you with Jimmy Buffett or whoever.
Yeah,
right?
okay,
So
dude.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like I'd love to talk to you, but I'm like trying to do so. So I guess that could kind of come off as me
Yeah.
being a little bit
It's a good one.
not nice. So I'll
All
take
right.
that one too.
So this last one's a two-parter. What hockey event throughout history do you wish you had witnessed in person? And what historical event do you wish you had witnessed in person?
1980.
Mhm.
Oh, the gold medal? Or no,
And-
the beat Russia, not the gold medal.
Yeah, and I think I would have loved to have been at the Tea Party.
Oh,
Stir
That's
the
a good
pot a
one.
little bit.
I would have
Or
said
at the Battle of Saratoga, dude. Turning point of the Revolutionary War.
allegedly.
In case
wow.
Well,
I would
you
have
ever
said
get a drinking ticket there? Huh?
I would have loved to have been at the 72 Summit Series.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that would have been.
That's
that
Bobby
would've
Clark when he just
been- Yeah, when he got
or the one with Theo Fleury and those guys. What was that? Late 80s, early 90s?
yeah, something like that. Did you see the 72 Summit Series documentary?
I haven't. I feel like I probably should though.
It's on Netflix.
Unbelievable. It's like they were talking about how the Swedish players would sharpen their sticks. That's how Bobby Clark got his tongue split in half.
The Swedes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
way, right?
because they
Yeah.
played an exhibition game before the Summit Series, and like when they were over in Russia, the Canadian guys were getting phone calls at like 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning before games and stuff like that, and fire alarms are good. It's wild. Like you got
The
to check
Swedes
it
are
out.
low key dirty. Like, look at some of the Swedish players in the league right now.
Oh, yeah, you got it's and the cool. So the documentary I have, it actually has all the games too. So you
Oh,
can watch
really?
all the games. It's unbelievable.
Huh.
It's unbelievable.
It's a completely different sport.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. What about a historical thing?
I don't know. Maybe it'd be interesting seeing some of the Hatfield and McCoy stuff.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I bet you
Red
go
Dead Redemption type stuff.
You go
Yeah.
deep enough into
Yeah.
the West Virginia hills, you could probably see it right now. I'd imagine.
Yeah, but like at the height.
Yeah.
The
No,
height
I
of
get
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
So I'm gonna say for hockey, I'm torn between Bobby Orr goal
Mhm.
and Game 7 in Vancouver. For the 2011 Cup run, that would have been sick to be
Mhm.
there, especially to be the away fan. You know what I mean? Again, not a dick. And historical, I might have to save John F. Kennedy.
What's the show we were watching on Netflix where that was one of the seasons where they tried to save Kennedy? The Umbrella Academy. Do you ever see that show?
Yes, that's right. I
They
did
tried to
forget
save
about that.
Kennedy.
You're right. They did try to save Kenny. I mean, it got all screwed up, and then you got
Yeah.
all the timelines and everything. But yeah. So, all right. So, Carp, you want to talk about opening night? Tell the people where to find you.
Yeah. Was it the
21st.
No, I think it's like the 23rd. It's the Saturday.
Okay.
Is that the 23rd September?
Yep.
Matthews Arena. We're playing against Penn State. Rankings haven't come out yet, but we were both in the national tournament last year, so should be a great game. Yeah. What do you
Banner
say?
night. Is that banner night?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll be banner night. We might have our rings by then too.
I'm
that'd be
I'm not hosting. My buddy's hosting a beer Olympics that day, so I'll be dialed in for you guys.
We're playing on the 24th too, so it'll be
Okay.
perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
But if you're doing the beer Olympics right, you probably won't want to make that trip.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be thinking about you.
I appreciate that.
Maybe I'll paint like NU on me or something.
Oh,
I
God.
appreciate that. Delaney will post the link so you can watch too. It'll be perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Um,
And I say this with every single Northeastern coach player that comes on, pound for pound, the best entertainment value for hockey in the city of Boston, and I would even reckon to say New England, is at Matthews Arena to watch the women's hockey play.
I'll take it. I think it's $10 per adult, $5 for kids, something like that. Nothing crazy. But
We're gonna go on a run this year. I can't wait. I'm going to Matthews.
He
You
says
watch.
he's coming. He
You
says he's
watch,
coming.
man. I
I
find a
told you.
weekend off.
I got your apparel all set aside. I told you this last year. You're good to
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's hilarious that you're gonna get yours before Brownie.
Yeah. I
He's
know.
been to-
So,
been to a
hey,
million games.
Carp, the last one I got for you. Do you have a Jerome McGinley story?
Story. I don't think.
All right. Well,
No.
interaction you could share,
Yeah,
anything?
that's Brownie trying to see if you have a connect.
No, I know he does, but I'm not. I want to get this on my own volition.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, he and his daughter came to visit Northeastern. She's an unbelievable player.
She scored one in the collegiate series. We talked
Yeah,
about it last
yeah.
week. Yep.
Yeah, she's a heck of a player, Jade, and I would say that he is like one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. Like he's you would never in a million years, if you didn't know hockey, think that he was in the Hall of Fame. Like just super genuine, super
cool.
nice guy.
Is he a big dude?
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy. Yeah.
If it ever comes up, if you ever run into him and he's like, "Who is this creep?" Just put in a good word for me,
I
because
will.
it goes off the rails at almost the end of every podcast.
I think he kissed him goodbye last week.
Would you turtle for him?
I definitely
Brownie would
should.
go belly up.
I probably should throw my stomach like a dog. I probably should, but think of the story. You know what I mean? Think of the story. Be like, yeah, I got rocked by Iggy. I mean,
I don't know if you'd be able to tell the story. I gotta be honest with you.
Eventually, I'd come out of the coma.
Your jaw would be hanging off.
Actually, that'd be another good hockey one to go witness the shift. You know, that's what it's called. If you look that up on YouTube for those at home, Jerome McGinley's shift. Was it against Tampa? I don't remember who it was against, but it was sick. It's called.
Did you see Lucic's shift when he was with Vancouver Giants?
Yes.
I love that one.
Looks like a man among boys out
That
there.
was amazing. So good.
What do you got real quick? What's your Bruins prediction for this year?
I have no idea.
I know.
I don't know. I hope they make playoffs.
Yeah.
That's a lot of firepower to take care of. The Ked just checked right out as soon as he said that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure he just checked his text messages. This part's getting cut out for sure.
I'm still overhearing about how the Bruins.
All right. Go ahead, Ked.
This and this.
So God bless you, Jerome McGinley, wherever you are. I'm going to keep it clean. NCAA.
All right, guys. Hey, Carp, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you.
How those Huskies, man. I'm pumped for this year. So, guys, tune in. Next podcast is 300. So
big live extravaganza.
It's going to be a lot. So
it is going to be a lot.
I think I might buy a bottle of champagne, pop bottles on air.
Well, I'm going to be eating Taco Bell, so we'll probably both vomit at the same time.
All right, Carp. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We will talk to you guys next week.